Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't have to, and today we are talking about Lucid and Rivian, particularly about the latest news updates for these electric vehicle manufacturers. We're going to be going over what analysts think about these companies, what their price targets are, if they're good buying opportunities, and of course what I think of these companies. For more electric vehicle stock videos, remember to go and smash that like button right now, subscribe if you are new, comment your thoughts down below about Lucid or Rivian stock, and without further ado, let's jump right into today's stories. So first off, if you have looked at the stock market, you would know that the stock market is falling right now, and electric vehicles specifically are also falling right now, which could present us a good buying opportunity. Specifically for Lucid, ticker symbol LCID, it currently trades for around $24 per share, while the low-end analyst price target for the next 12 months is $12. The average analyst price consensus for the company is $36, and the most bullish high-end price prediction is $50 per share. So we could continue to see Lucid trend down even further than what it's currently standing at right now. However, on the flip side, Rivian, ticker symbol RIVN, which is another electric vehicle manufacturer, currently sits at around $41 per share. The low-end analyst 12-month price target for the company is $47. The average analyst price consensus is $116, while the most bullish price prediction for Rivian that I could find within reason was $148. So based on analysts, they actually think that Rivian has more upside opportunity than Lucid, at least at current values right now. However, I'll go into detail about both of these companies and my thoughts after we go over the latest updates for them. Now, something that I want to point out is that electric vehicle stocks should actually be seeing a lot of influx for investors in the next couple of months, mainly due to the surging oil prices and gasoline prices. So this is a very rare opportunity for electric vehicle manufacturers to actually really sell their products to consumers because they won't have to worry about these various gas prices. Of course, the reason why oil prices and gasoline is going up right now is due to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, so we can logically speculate from that consumers are going to start showing more interest for electric vehicles, which is good for electric vehicles manufacturers such as Rivian and Lucid. So overall, this is good news that is going to increase the overall awareness of these particular companies. However, the problem with both of these companies that we're going to jump into is that they are both having difficult times increasing their production. Their manufacturing capacity has been hit very hard by various bottlenecks and the supply chain shortages, mostly regarding the shortage of semiconductors. To put fuel to the fire, Rivian is actually anticipated to provide their quarterly earnings report today, which many investors and analysts actually say is not going to be beneficial for the overall company. Now, on the flip side, the reason why you could be very bullish on a Rivian stock is that they have a very strong backing. For instance, Amazon owns around 17.74% of the company, and Ford owns about 11.42% of the company, according to FactSet. And this should be very comforting for shareholders because these are massive companies that think Rivian is going to be a fantastic long-term investment. So although Rivian is experiencing difficulties for their supply chain, and because of this they are having trouble increasing their overall production, this is only going to be a short-term problem for this company, so we could see the stock price recover very handsomely. However, right now we could continue to see a downtrend. The reason why we are seeing the current stock price downtrend is not only because of macroeconomic factors and that the majority of stocks are actually pulling back right now, it's basically because they are not delivering vehicles. For instance, the company had a goal to produce around 1,200 electric vehicles by the end of 2021. However, as we entered the new year, the company had only produced around 1,015 vehicles throughout the year of 2021, and of those vehicles it only delivered around 920, and this has been a huge letdown for various investors. The CEO of Rivian said that launching and ramping production of 3 different vehicles within a few months is an incredibly tough challenge. This production ramp requires the simultaneous ramp of our supply chain, hiring and training of our product workforce, equipment bring up, and rapid iterations through production quality loops. These challenges have been exacerbated given the state of our global supply chain, tight labor market, and of course the complications from COVID. And this means that consumers who have previously placed orders for Rivian vehicles, such as their R1T electric pickup truck and their R1S SUV, really don't know when they will be receiving these vehicles. And the same can be said for Lucid, because Lucid clearly is also experiencing these same problems. However, what's good for both of these companies is that you would want to buy these companies on a weakness, especially if you are a long-term holder. However, for the next year or in the short term, be prepared for the stock price to continuously trend downwards because of these short-term supply chain issues. Now, the good thing about Lucid is their construction of their second production site, which is going to be over in Saudi Arabia. However, despite this good news, the company has significantly lowered their overall production targets for 2022. In the upcoming months, Lucid expects to only produce around 12,000 to 14,000 vehicles for 2022, which represents around a 30% to 40% drop from their initial forecast of 20,000 electric vehicles. The CEO of Lucid had to say that this reflects the extraordinary supply chain and logistics challenges we have encountered and our unrelenting focus on delivering the highest quality products. So clearly both Lucid and Rivian are being hit very hard right now, but I always enjoy buying companies on a weakness, especially if they have good fundamentals and strong delivery numbers in the future. The CEO goes on to say that we are at the precipice of a global transition toward electric vehicles, and Lucid, with our leading technology and design, is at the forefront of one of the most significant transformations in mobility in generations. So overall, this is fantastic news for Lucid. But I really want to hone in on particularly, is Lucid and Rivian a good buy, considering that their stock price is trading at around a 73% to a 61% discount respectively? So let's go on and talk about that. Rivian Automotive had a market cap as large as $153.3 billion, and likewise, Lucid had a market cap as high as $91.4 billion respectively. However, now Rivian trades at around $42.6 billion, while Lucid trades for a market cap of around $37.5 billion. So these companies are extremely discounted right now, and to me, this could be a good buying opportunity. However, remember, you would just want to slowly start to nibble at these companies because there is still huge downside risk. The stocks could continue to fall lower, which is why you would only want to buy and nibble at these stocks until they actually eventually find a bottom. Investors currently anticipate negative news regarding production and goals for future quarters from both of these companies. However, long-term investors should see this as a good buying opportunity to get into these companies if you aren't already. So specifically, I'm talking about investors who believe in electric vehicles and think that electric vehicles are going to be the future. So considering the very vast EV market potential for electric vehicles and how these EV names are going to be huge in the future because they have very good institutional backing, this could be an ideal buying opportunity if you plan to hold these companies long term. However, always remember not to overexpose yourself to any one stock. You should be diversified in a plethora of electric vehicles if you would like to enter this particular market, with your main cornerstone vehicle company most likely being Tesla. So while in the short term, the stock prices of Lucid and Rivian may continue to drop, they are both respectively trading at a fantastic discount already. I especially think that the Rivian stock price could continue to drop due to the company's misstep recently when they announced that they will be increasing the prices of their vehicles to offset their growing costs. However, this has put many of their consumers in a panic, especially for those who have reserved vehicles such as their R1T pickup truck and their R1S SUV. So for their reservations, does that mean these vehicles are also going to increase in price? Well, the company has recently addressed this and they said no. If you already have a reservation, you are going to buy at the reservation price. So at least that is good to know. On top of this, Rivian still has to build around 100,000 electric vehicles to deliver to Amazon, and that contract is going to be done over the next couple of years. But you can just see from the RIVN stock price how it has absolutely surged in price and then started to decline extremely rapidly, which I actually called before this company even IPO'd. I have a video talking about how Rivian was going to surge up and then how it was going to crash afterwards, and how buying Rivian stock below $50 would probably be your best bet. Although right now the current stock price trades for around $41 per share, but analysts think that this company could rebound to $47 or $148 respectively. But now I want to talk about Lucid a little more. This company was delivering on their promises, which investors loved, and now they are delaying basically every major announcement that they have recently made. Specifically, they want to delay their highly anticipated Gravity SUV rollout, which was originally supposed to take place in 2023 and now won't take place price until the first half of 2024 due to a multitude of supply chain issues, and this has made investors very angry, which is why we could see the stock price continue to fall downward. Investors are so disappointed, in fact, that they wouldn't be surprised that if Lucid finished the first half of 2022 with less than 1,000 vehicles delivered in that particular time period, and that would be absolutely catastrophic for the company's reputation as well as their overall stock price. However, I do want to highlight some very good positives about this company. First off, Lucid at the time of this video has one of the longest ranged vehicles on the electric vehicle market right now. They also have a very good relationship with the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, which owns around 61.7% of Lucid's stock. So clearly they have a giant institutional backer that sees Lucid as one of the best electric vehicle companies. Also, Lucid has a great management team, which is why this could be a fantastic stock to hold for the long term. However, with that being said, due to these various shortages and supply chain issues, Lucid is burning through loads of cash from their cash reserves, which could continue all the way until 2023. So who knows what's going to happen when they end up running out of cash if that happens. Will they issue more share? Will they dilute shareholders? That's yet to be seen. But because Lucid has good management, we will see how the company reacts to this when that actually comes around. And although the stock price is falling for Lucid and Rivian, again, long-term investors should look at this as a good buying opportunity, but don't go all into these stocks. There is still downside potential here. Only nibbling at this would be your best option, especially if you're bullish on the overall electric vehicle space. But I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Remember to smash that like button right now for more electric vehicle stock news videos. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next YT video.